and I spent a Saturday just watching person after person on YouTube build garden pots.
You might binge watch a show on Netflix, but we binge watched Hypertufa pots being put together. That's my little homestead binge watching right there. They're all different kinds and all different ways, and obviously when you come off of that binge watching session, you want to do it yourself. So we purchased all the materials we needed and whipped up our first pot. We are going to be making some Hypertufa pots.
We thought we'd start on our first test pot. Bree put together one. We had 2 pots that, you know, like when you go to the store and you buy something from the nursery, you get these little plasticky. So we thought those would be good for your mold.
It's a little bit spongy, but I'm assuming from both the peat moss and the vermiculites. Those are both very spongy material.
If you've shopped for pots lately, you can see they're just very spendy little buggers.
I don't know if that's gonna work or not. This side scares me.
We wrapped them in plastic.
The idea is that it cures slowly. 2-3 weeks, I think it is.
We can look at it sooner though. We don't have to wait all 3 weeks, do we?
But it didn't quite work out the way we had.
Well, now the first pot, when we pulled it out, we discovered that we made it a little bit too thin on the one side. That side just kind of broke off.
It's hard too. It was not Hypertufa, it was Hyper-Ufa.
Yes, it was. That didn't stop us. We just...
Oh no, that was just round 1. I did a bigger one. I said, oh, first pot works so good, I'm gonna do myself a big one. So I did that very thing. So my next pot idea, we've gone up several sizes. I've got my base pot, and then the pot that will go inside of it. It's equal parts cement, vermiculites, and peat moss. All these pots that we're using have drain holes at the bottom of them. I also tape those up both on this pot and then also the pot that I'm going to use for the inside one. The final stage of my creation. Wrap it all. A lot of stuff you could make in a trash bag, but this is probably the most epic.
I don't know if we should take the inside pot out first or last.
I feel like that's the last thing that should come out.
We give up. We're cutting it off. Cut the pot open, and now we're gonna pull this guy out. Ooh. Oh. Well, looky there.
Uh-oh. Nuh-uh. I did it again. No! I keep doing Hypertufa wrong.
As I was cutting it, I was pulling on it to rip it from the inside.
We're doomed!
I can't believe I did that. This pot turned out great. Absolutely no holes. I think we're good on all sides. We should be able to hold some soil in here. So as long as you only look at it from this side, you're good.
To look at the sad little pot. See what Mama's done with it. Oh, Mom, you made it look good!
I didn't make it look good. It does look good.
So cute now with the flowers inside of it. You just don't turn it around and it'll be fine.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
I really like the look of them.
So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna show you. I did not expect this to happen, but it did. This plant here, our little pitcher plant, is actually still alive. I really didn't think it was gonna live, and it's doing fantastic. You can see it's clearly outgrowing its little pot. So I needed a hanging pot for that. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and drill out 3 holes to hold it up. If you remember, we did that dye on the landing in the cement, and we thought, well, we'd like to play with some more of these dyes. So we got some terracotta that we put in the next bowl. A little bit goes a long ways with this. If you remember right, we used like 1/3 of this for a whole wheelbarrow full of cement mixture. So I'm thinking just a little bit is all we need there. So I'll add some water to that. Look at that. Wow, it's really, really colorful. Bree has already set up here with the mixture for the Hypertufa.
All right, what do we got, Mom?
I guess now we just cover it again in plastic and wait, hope for the best.
Okay, we're gonna see how our Hypertufa Hypertufa. Been in there probably 2 weeks, yeah.
Need some manly help?
Oh, we don't want to break it. Genius. I think we're gonna have to cut the bucket.
Oh, not again.
There was another hole in it, so we just kept the inside mold there. We figure
The pot could stay in there like forever.
that's what I'm thinking. It's hanging pot, you're only gonna see the outside of it anyway.
Look at the color on it. Looks really smooth.
Yeah, it feels very, I mean, it has the surfaces on it, it has that, but it's smooth. It is very cool.
We are adding some holes.
I took that over to the hoop barn and Bryson drilled in 3 holes, so I'll be able to hang that and put that pitcher plant in it. So still heavy, and when these things are done, they're really lightweight. Still a lot of curing time. I think it's going over 3 weeks at this point. We'll just cover this one back up and let it continue to cure. We walked away from that one and came back a couple weeks later.
Ooh!
Hey!
Hey, that's like light. Feel that.
Oh, that is light.
Candy.
Okay, good. That one's ready. What we've been wanting to do all along with the Hypertufa, and the reason we started it, is to make a pot that goes around this tree. It wants to be shaped kind of like a moon. I'm gonna put an ivy plant in here and allow the ivy to grow up the tree. Bree and I thought, well, we could use the Hypertufa because we make a pot any shape we want to. We got designing that, came up with a design.
Concocted, I think, is perhaps the better word for it.
If we get a 5-gallon bucket and then we cut a third of it off, okay? This part will come over and do this section. This section comes over and sits like this. And then all we have to do is figure out a section to connect them. And then we'll get another bucket, do the same exact thing, and then it will be on the outside of the bucket like this. Huh?
Oh yeah!
This is the plan.
I'm gonna just smile and wave, I think.
This will be the inside bucket, and this one will be the outside. So I need to cut like a third of it off. And you do this very scientifically. It started out this beautiful thing on the whiteboard that was so simple.
Oh, yes.
Got the outside of our bucket, we've got it screwed in, and then we went ahead and got this to hold the front part apart because it was collapsing in a little bit. And it turned into,
It was an all-day experience.
and it was like 30 parts with screws and
Dad is like looking over. I mean, we're drilling like with just hodgepodge screws, you know, into the. So that was an experience.
Then I need to duplicate that on the outside. We're gonna make it about 2 inches thick. And then that will pour in between the 2 frames. I think it's coming together pretty good. He put together the most beautiful mold pieces.
Clearly, there's no way to top. The
incredible.
mold is 10 out of 10.
All right, don't laugh. This is it.
You remember that t-shirt, Certified in Winging It? I think that they might take our certification back.
All right, we're getting the mixture, huh? And here is our monstrosity. Because it's gonna go in the kitchen, we decided we would add the terracotta just to have some fun. And I don't know, we'll just pour some of that in there, pour some of that in there. Mixed all that up and did a big batch. Yes, this can be fun. This is a little thicker material, isn't it, Bree?
So this is less watery than we had tried with the last couple. We didn't thicker on the bottom because we didn't want stuff to drain out, because even though our mold is like 10 out of 10, couldn't top it, there's a lot of holes there that things can drip out
On the bottom, yeah, there was.
Yeah, so we did thick at the bottom. Hey guys, you really should wear tennis shoes to keep your toes safe. You might have a point.
I found you really want to stick and you want to build it layer by layer so you can pack it around the walls so you don't have any air bubbles.
What's a good name for this, Bryson?
It looks like a moshed up O.
Hypertufa!
That's the one. That's it. Hypertufa.
Okay.
Alright, this is the Frankenstein pot. Shall we see how it fared?
It was an interesting feat getting it apart because even though we were so strategic in the way that we screwed the things in.
There was so much forethought, it's unbelievable.
I love that it's held together with screws though.
The outside was really simple to pull off. We did actually have the screws in the correct way.
Yes.
But the other one, we had the screws the other way. So all of a sudden we had to get this inside mold on. Definitely organic. It's incredibly light when it dries out. Let me sand these down or something. Bryson used that.
Perfect. I know exactly what you mean.
And he got the insides out.
Okay. In theory, we should be able to take this guy out now. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that was in theory. That's in theory, of course, Keefe.
Ooh, awesome. What do you think, Bree? It looks like it's gonna work, huh?
Yeah.
We'll have to sand it, sand some of this stuff off. It's kind of wet still. It's still damp, of course, and very heavy. Shay and Bryson just went to town, you know, sanding it and getting around the sides and molding it because it's very moldable at this point.
Yeah.
Too.
This is the beginning of a new era for my brother.
Let the carver work. How about that?
And then we discovered we didn't do a bottom.
Yeah, I mean, who needs a bottom on a pot? Come on. But at least it looked like a pot that was like the shape that we wanted. Ideally, this would have been better done all together in one pour.
Hopefully that'll be enough.
They definitely gave it the curb appeal. Looks so good now. Wow. We can just wrap her up, let it continue to cure.
A few more weeks and that baby's gonna be done, huh guys?
Yeah.
I want to see how this one did.
That's alright. It's so pretty. They came out dead.
Whoa. Okay.
Way through, they're just.
Oh.
Probably had to line it, huh? Before you put your dirt in. Line it with soak up, so it doesn't soak up water.
Does it fit? Oh, it's gonna fit, guys.
You did just the perfect angle. So clear, and this pathway is gonna.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel like right there is good. We did end up having to seal the bottom of that pot. We do think that if we had done it all in one mold, we wouldn't have had to do that.
I am just so pleased at how this pot turned out. I had no idea if it was gonna work. I love the way it hugs the tree. It's got an organic feel to it.
It's unique. It's that elegant little touch when you walk in there, you're just like, wow, you know, the tree and the vines and the exact thing that we wanted to add. And it turned out way better than we had anticipated.
These are decent pots. They don't compare to that pot.
Definitely doing more of these in the future. Very pleased. We have organic buildings, so sometimes we have a corner that nothing fits in, and to be able to design something that's specific for that area, this is just gold to be able to come across a material that we can do anything with.
If you would like to help us out, you can like this video, share it, subscribe, or support us on Patreon. See the links in the description.